In this video, we are going to be speaking about arguably one of the best military Muslim naval commanders in history, and regarded as the most famous and the best naval commander of the Ottoman Empire, Hayreddin Barbarossa. Khayruddin's original name was Khidr Rice. Khayruddin is a laqab or a nickname. Khayruddin means the best of the religion. Barbarossa comes from a nickname that the Italians gave all of the Barbaros brothers. Barbaros means red beard or red haired. And it is true that most of the Barbaros brothers, Khayruddin, Ilyas, Uruch, and Ishaq, had a red beard, and this is why they were given the label the Barbaros brothers. Khayruddin documented most of his military expeditions in the first person in his journal Ghazawat Khayruddin, that gives us a look into the military expeditions that he had against the Austrian Habsburgs and the Spanish kingdom. Our story begins in the decade between the years 1466 and 1478, when Khayruddin, or known as Khidr, was born in the Albanian province. His father was a Sipahi named Yaqub Agha. Yaqub Agha was a businessman. However, the family's first involvement with the Ottoman Empire came when Yaqub Agha, Khayruddin's father, took part in the Ottoman conquest of the Greek city of Lesbos. Khayruddin started his marine career as a sailor. However, it would then evolve to becoming a contracted fighter to fight against the Knights Hospitaller and counteract the Christian power in the Mediterranean Sea. Khayruddin's brother Ilyas was kidnapped by the knights of this Christian power, the Knights of Hospitaller. Khayruddin's brother was kidnapped by the Knights of St. John that were based in the island of Rhodes. Ilyas was martyred and Uruch was wounded. Uruch was taken prisoner by the knights for 3 full years. When Hayreddin Barbarossa heard of this, he went and facilitated the escape for Uruch. When we look into the life of the Barbaros brothers, especially Hayreddin Barbarossa, we see that Baba Uruch, or Uruch, Khayruddin's older brother, played a massive role in developing the character of Hayreddin Barbarossa that we would see in future military expeditions. After Uruch's escape from the city of Rhodes, from the island of Rhodes, he was given 18 galleys, 18 ships, by the Ottoman prince Shehzade Korkut. Shehzade Korkut was the brother of Sultan Selim I. Shehzade Korkut ordered Uruch and his naval fleet to fight against the Knights of St. John that was causing a lot of trouble in the Mediterranean Sea to Ottoman trade and Ottoman sailors. Shehzade Korkut would then give Uruch a fleet of 24 galleys, 24 ships, for him to use against the power of the Knights of St. John. He would also ask Uruch and his fleet to participate in the Ottoman naval expedition of the Italian city of Apulia. In the ensuing expedition, Uruch and his naval fleet bombarded many coastal cities with their tanks and weapons. The Ottoman prince Shehzade Korkut, who the Barbaros brothers were working for, escaped Istanbul after Sultan Selim became the Sultan to avoid any succession conflict. Shehzade Korkut fled to the Mamluk Sultanate of Egypt that was under the Sultan Qanush al-Ghawri. The Mamluk Sultan Qanush al-Ghawri gave Uruch a ship and tasked him with attacking the Mediterranean islands that were controlled by Christian kingdoms. In the year 1504, Hayreddin Barbarossa joined his brother Uruch in the city of Jerba that Uruch was using as his logistical base. In the same year, the Barbaros brothers came into contact with the ruler of Tunis, Abu Abdullah Muhammad al-Raba al-Mutawakkil. They asked him if they were able to use the port city of La Goulette for their operations. The Tunisian ruler agreed and allowed them to use the port city to launch attacks on the Mediterranean islands that were ruled by the Christian kingdoms. In the year 1505, the Barbarossa brothers were able to make a raid on the city of Calabria. This increased the fame on an international scale for the Barbarossa brothers. In the year 1508, the brothers were joined with the famous Muslim Ottoman corsair Kurtoglu. What is needed to be notably known about the Barbarossa brothers is what they did from the time between 1504 and 1510. The Barbarossa brothers facilitated the escape of many Muslims from the Iberian Peninsula to the northern coast of Africa. These Muslims were being persecuted after the Reconquista of the Spanish kingdom of the Iberian Peninsula in the year 1492. The Muslims were living under heavy persecution and needed to escape to Muslim lands. The Barbarossa brothers were able to manage to escape many Muslims from the Iberian Peninsula to North Africa, to Tunis, Algiers, and Egypt. In the year 1510, the brothers repelled Spanish attacks on the Muslim cities of Bougie, Oran, and Algiers. And in the year 1511, they raided many coastal Italian cities. A year later after this, the ruler of Bougie asked the Barbarossa brothers to drive out the Spaniards. In the ensuing battle, Baba Oruç lost his arm and was later given a unique nickname of Gamushkul, which means silver arm, because of the prosthetic silver arm that he used after he lost his real arm. In the year 1513, 2 years after their raids on Italian cities, they conducted a raid in the Spanish city of Valencia in the Iberian Peninsula, enabling them to capture 4 big ships. In the year 1514, the Barbarossa brothers, with a force of 1,000 soldiers and 12 galleot ships, were able to take 2 Spanish fortresses in the city of Bougie. The city of Bougie is what is the modern city in Algeria that is known as Béjaïa. In the same year, the Spanish captured the Muslim cities of Mahdiya in Tunis and Jejil in Aljazair. The Barbarossa brothers retaliated by raiding the Spanish-controlled coasts of Sicily. In the year 1515, the Barbarossa brothers under Oruç began their first interactions with the Ottoman Empire with Sultan Selim. Oruç gave the Sultan many gifts from his expedition. In return, the Sultan provided the Barbarossa brothers with 2 large ships and 2 diamond-encrusted swords. In the year 1516, the Barbarossa brothers were able to capture the castle of Elba. And in the same year, the brothers were able to reconquer the city of Jejil in Algeria from the Spanish Empire. The presumed control over the city forced the ruler of the Ziyad dynasty, Abu Hamu Musa III, who was an ally to the Spanish kingdom, to leave the city. In the year 1516, Oruç gained the title of the Sultan of Algiers. However, he would relinquish this title in the next year, in the year 1517, and gave the territory of Algiers to Sultan Selim and made it an Ottoman territory. The Sultan gave Oruç the title of the governor of Algiers and aided him with janissary troops, cannons, and ships. Pointingly, the ruler Abu Zayyan was contacted by the Spaniards, and they tried to use him against Oruç to take the cities of Oran and Tlemcen from the Barbarossa brothers and the Ottoman Empire.
إننا الأبطال لا نحني الرؤوس إننا للمجد أرخصنا النفوس خالد في البر كان ليث حق في البحار كان حوتا بربروسا.